Hey, how are you? My name is Ian. I'm the new farm store manager here at Living Web Farms, and we are very excited to start offering beeves from our pasture to the Asheville area. We're selling them by the half, and it is, let me tell you, once you start buying beef by the half, you'll never buy beef any other way. I never go to the grocery store. I got a freezer in my basement filled with beef. It's the way to go. So we're excited to offer it in that way to the public. So let me tell you a little bit about our cattle. Our cattle are Mashona breed. It's a breed from South Africa. They're known for their heat tolerance. They're known for having very little parasite load. They are a little bit smaller than your average cattle, so they have less compaction into our soil. It really works well into the overall farm ecosystem. We rotationally graze our beef, so that means they're moved 3 to 6 times a day. They're not stuck in the same paddock for a long period of time. Literally 3 to 6 times a day, they're moving on to fresh grass. They are 100% grass raised and finished. There's a lot of places that will sell grass finished beef, and usually what that means is it was raised on grain and then finished on grass. Ours, their whole life, have never seen grain. It's 100% grass. And the reason you should care about that is cattle raised and finished on grass is very high in fatty acid content. It's much healthier. There's lots of research out there that you could find on Google that demonstrates the pretty profound health benefits of getting grass-finished beef. We don't use any antibiotics or ivermectin. We are 100% follow national organic practice standards. And we move these cattle specifically with gentle and low-stress cattle handling methods. So they're very happy, that you can walk right up to them. They're not afraid of people at all. They're excited to see me every day, 3 to 6 times a day. I'm the guy with the grass, and they're stoked. You can walk right up to them, put your hand out, and they'll come up and say hello and rub their little head. They're very, very happy. They're living their best life out there on the pasture. We're a regenerative farm, so what that means, we kind of model our farm after natural processes to regenerate our soil and produce fertility. We don't use any synthetic fertilizer, and the reason we can do that is because of these cattle. We move them around, and they manage our grass for us. If you look here, this first slide here, that's what it looks like before we move it on there. It's full of grass, and we have fruit trees in there, and then we move them around. They basically mow the grass for us. We don't have to go out there with gasoline and weed whack for half a day. We got the cattle to do it for us. So they manage our grass and they fertilize at the same time. And this top picture up here is, this is why we can finish our cattle on grass, is because we have lots of clover. It's a very diverse pasture. We have lots of fescue and clover and orchard grass, lots of plantain and dandelion greens. That's kind of like their medicine, Food is medicine for us. It's also medicine for them. So it's very important to have a diverse pasture. And we really have that. We have dozens of species of plants and legumes and forbs growing in our pasture for them to eat. They pretty much take their pick and eat pretty good, about as good as a cow can eat. And we use, this picture here shows how we manage them. We use single strand fencing, and they recognize that, and they go exactly where we want, and everybody's happy. So what can you expect if when you get half a cattle from us? It's going to be half an animal at $7 a pound hanging weight. That half is going to range in weight. Each cattle is a little different. They're just like you and I. So it'll be somewhere between 250 pounds of hanging weight and 320 pounds of hanging weight. Important thing to notice here is that when you buy beef by the half, you're charged by hanging weight. That's how the slaughterhouse and the butcher works. But that hanging weight, that 250 pounds to 320 pounds, that's not the amount of beef that you're going to get. You're actually going to get between 170 and 210 pounds of beef. The usual breakdown of that is 25% steaks, 25% roast, and 50% ground beef and stew meat. That's a lot of beef. 170, 200 pounds, that's enough beef for you to eat half a pound of beef every day for the full year. That's a good amount of beef to have in your freezer downstairs. The price breakdown when it's all said and done, when you get your 200 odd pounds of beef, is about $9 a pound for ground beef, $11 a pound for roast, and $14 a pound for steaks. I don't know if you've been to the grocery store lately, but good luck finding organic grass-fed steaks for $14 a pound. That's going to be a challenge, and if you do, you let me know. I'm going to go pick me some up too. That amount of beef is going to occupy about 6 and 7 cubic feet of freezer space. So if you don't already have a freezer, you're need to make sure you have one squared away. 6 to 7 cubic feet, that's a fairly small, if you go to Lowe's or Home Depot, that's roughly, not quite the smallest, but it's on the smaller end of freezers that you can get. I picked one up last year. I think mine's 7 cubic foot. It was like $130 or something. They're pretty affordable and they use very little power. So yeah, once again, I just wanted to stress that the hanging weight is not, that's what we have to charge because of how the slaughterhouse works, but you're actually going to be going home with around 200 pounds of beef. Our herd is going to be slaughtered on 3 separate slaughter dates this year. That's going to be October 24th, November 28th, and December 12th. They're going to slaughter it, then they're going to hang it up, and it's going to rest for 2 weeks. Then they're going to butcher it, and it will be available for pickup. So pretty much 2 weeks after these slaughter dates you see here, that's when it'll be available for pickup. And we'll email you along the way, make sure you're well aware of everything, make sure it's very easy and straightforward. And if you have a preference about slaughter date and that date is available, just email me and or add it in the notes when you order. And if it's available, I'll gladly accommodate you wherever, however you'd like that to be. So our part in the deal, a lot of people are reticent to buy beef by the half because usually farmers will have you deal with the butcher in the slaughterhouse. We're not going to do that. We want to make this super easy. We just want you to have a freezer full of beef. So we're going to deal with the slaughterhouse. We're going to deal with the butcher. We're going to fill out a cut sheet, which is how they break it down for a family of 2. So what that'll mean is probably each pack will have 2 steaks. If you're a family of 4, just pull out twice as many packs whenever you want to make a meal. So that way you can just pull out what you need at a time and save the rest for later. If you have any questions about this, email me. I'll be glad to answer any questions. One final thing I'll say is that, I don't know if you're aware of the grain shortage or the food shortage. There's a lot of drama in the meat packing industry right now, and I can guarantee you that meat prices are going to go up probably substantially over the next year. That's yet another reason why people like to buy beef by the half, is because it's a kind of hedge against that natural inflation in food prices. So I really encourage y'all to partner with us and get half beeves. To do that, all you got to do is head to our farm store. And on our farm store, we have a lot of other things. We have eggs and strawberries and there's many other things on there you can get. But to get the beef, this is where you go. It's our Barn to Door website. So head on over there and get your beef now. If you want more information about the whole buying beef by the half process, I encourage you to check out, Rocco and I just did a live stream where he went into much more kind of fine-grained detail about it. So if you're interested in those details, I would encourage you to check it out and learn a little bit more about the process. Like I said, once you get beef by the half, you'll probably never buy beef from the grocery store ever again. It is the way to go. It's lovely to have that much beef sitting in your freezer. Make you rest a lot easier at night. So I hope to be talking to y'all soon and encourage y'all to head to our Barn to Door site and get your own half of beef. Thank you.